Hello students, welcome to our YouTube channel Learn Easy. Student, we are studying first chapter of biology section of class 9, that is cell, the fundamental unit of life. Today we are going to discuss about mitochondria. Okay student, if you not subscribed my channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon for latest update. So what is mitochondria? Mitochondria is the double membrane bounded cell organelle which is present in eukaryotic cell. It is double membrane bounded, means it have two membrane, the outer membrane that is smooth and the inner membrane which is infolded. Okay, it is double membrane bounded cell organelle. Two membranes it have, the outer membrane which is smooth and the inner membrane that is infolded. Okay, so this is the outer membrane of mitochondria, and this the folded membrane which is folded inward, that is called the inner folded membrane. Okay students, or mitochondria was first seen by Kekler, Kaliker in 1850 in the insect. Kaliker was the scientist who first time observed mitochondria in insect cell. Okay student, mitochondria are of various shapes, but generally they are of rod shape, in shape. Okay students, mitochondria have its own DNA, RNA and ribosome. Due to this, it can self-replicate. Mitochondria can self-replicate, means by using its own DNA and RNA, it can make it copy. It do not require the instruction from the nucleus. Okay, like other cell organelles required instruction from the nucleus, as we have discussed that nucleus control the activities of other cell organelles. But mitochondria is semi-autonomous, means most of the activities of mitochondria are controlled by itself only. So it have its own DNA, RNA and ribosomes. Okay, 70S ribosome is present in the mitochondria. We will discuss it earlier while seeing the diagram of mitochondria. So due to the presence of DNA, RNA and ribosome, mitochondria have the capability to self-replicate, means it do not require the instruction from the nucleus for the replication. Replication means to make the copies. Okay, one mitochondria replicate, it makes the multiple copy by its own, using by its DNA and RNA. Okay students, now self-replicating organelle. So let us see the composition of mitochondria. What is the basic composition of mitochondria? Mitochondria are generally made up of lipid, protein, enzymes. Okay students, so let us see the diagram. So mitochondria have two membrane, one is outer membrane and another one is inner membrane that is folded inward. In between the outer membrane and inner membrane, it have intermembranous space. The vacant space which is present in between the two membranes is called inner membrane space. Okay students, whereas the inner membrane which is infolded, this the finger-like projection appears due to the infolding of the inner membrane, that is called creaste. Okay, at this creaste, the spoon-like particles, like this spoon-like particle is appeared, that is called oxysome. Oxysome, yeah, F1 particle, or we can say elementary particle. Okay, so we will discuss what is the use of this F1 particle or elementary particle. But at this creaste means the inner folding, the finger-like projection in the inner membrane of the mitochondria, this oxysomes or F1 or elementary particle is present, which is of spoon shape. It has three part, that one is base, and second is stalk, and third is head. This head portion has ATPase enzyme. So this ATPase enzyme help in the cellular respiration. As we know that mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell, so it involves in cellular respiration. So cellular respiration in mitochondria takes place through this head portion of the F1 particle, or we can say oxysomes. Okay, now the inside of the inside of this inner wall, inside of this inner membrane, a fluid matrix is present which is generally yellow in color. The matrix is yellowish in color due to the presence of riboflavin. Riboflavin is a substance which is present inside the matrix, due to which it is yellowish in color. Okay, matrix have DNA which is single circular DNA, circular DNA, just like prokaryotic cell. Basically, the mitochondria resembles like a prokaryotic cell. Okay, it have circular DNA, it have its own RNA and ribosome 70S. Okay, mitochondria has 70S ribosome. This is ribosomes, and one is small unit and another one is large unit. 70S ribosome has two subunit. One is of 30S and second is of 50S. So 70S ribosome is present in the matrix, and it also have enzyme which is essential for cellular respiration. So student, this is the diagram of mitochondria. At the end of this session we will make the diagram. We will see how we can make this diagram in easy way. So what is the function of mitochondria? As we have discussed, mitochondria is the site of cellular respiration. Once in the cytoplasm, suppose a cell inside the cytoplasm, glycolysis takes place. We have discussed in the portion of cytoplasm also. If you want to see, you can visit to our session number 4, in which we have discussed about cytoplasm of this chapter. We have discussed there that the cellular respiration takes place. There will be glycolysis takes place in cytoplasm also. After glycolysis, glucose breakdowns into pyruvate, and that pyruvate goes into the mitochondria. The outer membrane is permeable, it permits all the things, and the inner membrane is semi-permeable, means selectively permeable membrane. Okay students, so that pyruvate goes into the matrix portion, that goes into the mitochondria, and Krebs cycles occur in the mitochondria. And after the completion of Krebs cycle, that is cellular respiration, after the complete of cellular respiration, ATP energy is generated. So this ATPase enzyme, या ATPase synthesis enzyme, which is present as a F1 particle on the mitochondria inner folding, this help in the cellular respiration. Okay students, so when the pyruvate, after glycolysis in cytoplasm, glucose breakdown into pyruvate, and that pyruvate goes into the mitochondria. In mitochondria, Krebs cycle occur. It is a complete cycle of have many steps. We have to discuss in earlier classes about Krebs cycle. Okay, the Krebs cycle takes place in mitochondria, and after the completion of Krebs cycle, ATP energy is released. Adenosine triphosphate energy is released. What is ATP? ATP is the currency of energy. ATP is the currency of energy. Whatever we eat, it goes into the body and break down. After cellular respiration, it is converted into ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and that ATP we will use for performing our metabolic activities. Means our cell use that ATP to perform all the metabolic activities like growth, division, and all the metabolic activities. Okay student, so mitochondria, why mitochondria is called powerhouse of the cell? Because it generates ATP energy. How mitochondria generate ATP energy? Because mitochondria performs cellular respiration. What is respiration? Respiration is the process in which complex material burns to produce energy and heat and energy. Okay, so it is a biochemical process. Respiration is a biochemical process in which, in the presence of oxygen, the component burns, the food burns to produce energy and heat. So cellular respiration takes place in mitochondria, and after the respiration completes, ATP energy will release. This ATP energy is used by the cell organelles or the cell to perform other metabolic activities. Okay student, I hope you all understand mitochondria. Let us see how we can make the diagram of mitochondria easily. So what we supposed to do, we have to make the outer membrane which is smooth and permeable. This is the outer membrane. Okay student, now then make the inner membrane which is infolded like this. You can make any way. Okay, this is infolded membrane. Okay students, so this is outer membrane and this is inner membrane, or this the finger like projection which appears in this is called creaste. This is outer membrane, this is inner membrane, and the space between outer and inner membrane is called intermembranous space. Intermembranous space, and inside this inner membrane a fluid matrix is present. Matrix is a yellowish fluid, as we have discussed, due to the presence of riboflavin. Due to the presence of riboflavin, due to the presence of this riboflavin, the matrix is yellowish in color. Okay, so what is the composition of matrix? Matrix consists of DNA, that is circular DNA, and RNA, and ribosome. 70S ribosome is present, as we have discussed that mitochondria resembles a prokaryotic cell. Okay, 70S ribosomes are present in prokaryotic cell also and in mitochondria also. And mitochondrial matrix also contains enzyme for cellular respiration also. Okay, now in this creaste it have the spoon like particles, that is called F1 particle or oxysomes. These F1 particle or oxysomes are divided into three parts we have discussed. One is basal part, and second is stalk, and third is head part. In head part it have ATPase enzyme. Okay, yeah, ATP synthase enzyme. Due to this ATPase, the pyruvate comes into the mitochondria, convert into ATP. Means the ATPase is an enzyme which helps to convert the pyruvate into ATP, help in the synthesis of ATP. From here ATP energy is released into the cell, where cell organelles use that energy to perform all its metabolic activities. If you have any confusion, student, kindly write in the comment box. Thank you very much.